helps if I add myself to the stage, right? So, hello everyone, and welcome to Off the Hook. I am Pam with BeeCreative Crafts, and hello, Miss Nancy. So, y'all, what has been going on? How has everyone been? Last week I was on vacation, so I missed y'all, but I did have a great time. Yeah. Now, I'm going to show y'all some stuff that I've picked up. I did do a video showing the craft kits that Michaels had on clearance. I was not going to get any of them, but then when I got back to the hotel, I sat there thinking about it. And then Nancy actually asked me if I bought any of them, and I said no. And then I went back and bought some. So what I did was I bought one of each because they were very inexpensive. So I will turn the camera here. Hey, Kimberly, I will turn the camera and I will show y'all what I picked up. And then we'll open up one of them and see what's inside. Or maybe I'll show them like this first and then turn it. Okay, so this one his name is Kevin, and he is a koala. Hey, Miss Angel. And this one's name is Lily. And I'm thinking that these are stuffed in the head and then flat bodies and then stuff their little arms. That's kind of how they look on the box anyway. So this is Lily the lamb. Whoop. And I figure it might actually show up better this way because I've got the cameras are flip-flopped. So anyway, and then this one is Penny the poodle. But see, now her body looks stuffed, but the other bodies look flat. But I have a feeling they're all flat. So we'll see. And then this one is Bailey the bunny. And hers looks like, her legs look like they are not stuffed, and then you just knot them. But we'll open one here in a little bit. Hey, Rudy. I didn't upload the live. What live did I not upload? I should have uploaded all of them. If I'm live, they're uploaded automatically. And this one is Benjamin the bear. So that is the ones that I picked up. So, no, I did not go live last week. I was on vacation last week. I didn't go live. So, all right. So I don't know. I was gonna take these and let the littles look at them and see which one they wanted, and that would tell me which one I wanted to start with. But they should all be the same. It's got a skill level of advanced. These all came from Michaels, and y'all, they were on clearance for $5. Not all of the Michaels stores had them, I don't think. Either that or they had already sold out, because I know, Nancy, was it you that had gone to your Michaels to check it out and they didn't have it? Or they were sold out, one or the other. But anyway, so that also kind of encouraged me to go back and get it. So you know what? Let's check out Lily the lamb and let's see what comes in these kits. Let me flip my camera around. And first, let me move all these back over here. Nancy said, not yet. Okay. But maybe it was somebody commented on my video then, because they had went and theirs didn't have them. But I thought, you know what? For $5, and it says it comes with everything. It actually comes with 2 crochet hooks, all the stuffing, all of the yarn, a yarn needle, and a stitch marker. So we're going to check it out. All right, so let me switch my camera. And y'all, so StreamYard has got a new thing where you can put the comments up on the screen. I don't know if y'all have ever seen anybody go live through Restream where it has the comments on the screen. Like I can click on it like this right here and show a comment. Oh, that's cute to put up. That's big. Oh, I like that. That's new. Can y'all see how her icon is bigger? That's not, I kind of like that. Okay. Anyway, just thought I'd share. I haven't done that in a while. Usually it just puts it up all nice and small. But they did do an update where you can show the comments on screen. I don't, sometimes that's helpful. Like if I'm sitting in the living room watching a live and I'm watching it on TV and I'm just like crocheting and following along. Sometimes seeing the chat up on screen is, but it also kind of gets distracting because it's hard to read sometimes. So anyway, so y'all let me know if you like that or if you don't like it, and we will, we might try it out and just see how it looks, because I haven't checked it out. And I can't seem to get this open. I don't want to rip it. It's taped up there good. I can't get the scissors in there. Let me try it this way. Maybe I can just peel the little sticker off. Oh yeah. Sort of, kind of. One of them looked like it didn't have stickers on it. Well, maybe they all do. Oh, that's true. Angel says it's good for replay. That is true. And Nancy says, depends upon how much of the screen is covered by comments. Well, you know what? Let's just, it's got a little toggle up here where I can turn it on and turn it off. So let's just turn it on for a quick second and see what happens. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so now it's telling me it's not available with the plan I have. To enable it, I have to pay more. I don't want to pay more. Okay, well, never mind. So there you go. It is not a feature. Because it shows it there. I don't like when they do stuff like that. If it's not available to me, don't show it to me. Nancy said that settles that issue. Exactly. Okay. I can't get the tape off of this one. I tried to cut it, but it was too close to the edge. Okay, now I got it. There we go. La-di-da-di-do-do-do. But yes, that definitely settles it. But I'm kind of like, yo, I wanted to test it out and see, just to see. But I don't want to pay that amount because it's more than what my budget will allow me to pay at the moment. If ever that should change, or if ever I need more hours or more time, then I will look into the plans. But for now, the plan I have works just great for me. Okay, let me flip the camera and let's take a look at this bad boy. Settings. Every time I forget to like make a face and I get the wonky face. Okay, let's move you here. And I didn't get my, there we go. What have I got? Move that there. There we go. Okay. I was trying to make this a little further away. I wonder if I'm zoomed in. Let's see. Wrong button. Nope, I'm zoomed all the way out already. Okay, no problem. Let us just look at it. Okay. So like I said, this one is the lamb. These are all, I think they're all chenille parts of them, like the little furry parts of their body. And then they also have just regular in there as well. Okay. Regular $9.99. These were on clearance for $5 even. Canada $11.99. Do not know if they are on clearance there or what the clearance price would be. I would imagine probably yes. You can find these online, but they do tell you that they're available in store only, or at least here in the United States. So you might be able to find it on the Canadian Michaels website. Okay, so let's just open it up and see what we got in here. Oh, they're vacuum sealed. I may not open that up all the way because I don't know if this is the one that baby girl will want. But we're at least going to take a look-see and see what all comes. Okay, so you get your instruction sheet. Let me see if they have Oh, it's in different languages. So that's French. Looks like just French and English. If I had to guess, it's because it's sold in Canada and the US. Oh, no, there's other languages. Okay. No, wait. It's right here. Okay, so we have French instructions and English. Okay. As I was saying, it does say that it is an advanced skill level. Knowledge of crochet is required. It has all of your abbreviations that you're going to need to know for the pattern. Additional supplies needed. It says basic sewing supplies, so I'm not sure what that's going to entail. Okay, so here's what comes in the kit. So you get your yarn, chenille yarn, polyester yarn, 100% polyester, 100% polyfill, polyester I can't even read. 100% polyester fiber fill, a small blue plastic crochet hook, a large purple crochet hook, a plastic needle, and stitch markers. They do give you some instructions on the stitches that you will need in case you are not familiar with those. And then also gives you your instruction sheet and how to assemble. So nice. Looks like everything is single crochet. That is what I was going to assume. Magic ring, slip stitch, single crochet, increasing and decreasing. So that is here. Hey, Miguel. Kimberly said I would guess thread and scissors. Probably, or at least the scissors. But usually I sew it together with the yarn. Okay, so this is all vacuum sealed. Or like shrinky dink. So there's all the yarn. That looks like it's super soft. So that is the chenille. So there's all the yarn that you need. There is the plastic needle and a stitch marker. And here are the two hooks. That you get. So this is a smaller one. And then the blue one is a little bit larger. Let's see if it gives me hook sizes. Or if it just says large and small. Nope, just large and small. So, well, that's a bummer. Because if you wanted to remake this, if you don't know what size hook it is, let me look over here. If you didn't want to use these, I mean, I have a, what you call it? A guide, a sizer. Let's see here. It does not say what millimeter they are. Not just quickly glancing at this. It just says with large hook, with small hook. So, anywho, let me just looky here and get caught up in the chat right quick. Hey, DK Jen, how are you doing? Nancy says, like the little design on the top of the hook. This little, yeah. And see, these remind me of the hooks that you could get from Hobby Lobby. They had not Hobby Lobby, from Dollar Tree. They had the little bobble. Yeah, they don't say what size they are. But that's okay. Miguel's asking Jen how she's feeling. Everybody's welcoming her in. Jen says she is much better. Thank you. Yay. Hey, Mom, welcome in. Nancy said, do you have a gauge ruler? Yes, that is the word I was trying to think of. I do have one somewhere. Hey, Doretha, welcome in. How are you tonight? I do have one. I just don't know where it is at the moment. I think I bought one. You know what? I think I bought one at the Fiber Festival. Kimberly's going in the bushes. Okie dokie. Hold on, let me see. We haven't played this in a hot minute. This is for everybody that's lurking in the bushes or heading to the bushes, or yeah, this is for y'all. I'm over here digging. Hold on a second, y'all. It played faster than I could dig. Okay. All right. I know it sounds like I'm way far away, but I'm really not. I'm right here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if there's one in there. And sometimes the kits have stuff that come in them where you can. That is all fabric. I know Kimberly's lurking, but see, all fabric in here. Well, primarily all fabric in here. This is a project that's coming eventually. I'm going to use all stuff I bought from Dollar Tree to make a little teeny tiny quilt. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay. That back. This is not it. Oh, but that's got a pretty pom-pom. Because you know, whoopsies. Okay. One more bag to look in. And no. Okay. I'm coming back, y'all. I gotta move my little stuff out the way. Okay, there we go. And it may not even be in this bag, but I know I bought one. But I can't remember if I bought it this year or if I bought it last year. Okay, back to the chat. Oh, Miguel pulled his lower back. I'm sorry. Rest, rest, rest. Doretha says she is well. Thank you very much. Kimberly said, I saw it. Okay, so this is not on clearance currently. Well, it could be. This is one that I picked up on clearance before. But y'all, this bright orange sticker made me think. Miguel's Hobby Lobby has already started their annual clearance. So y'all be sure to pop in your Hobby Lobbies and see what all kind of goodies you can find. I did buy some stuff last week with the bright orange sticker, but it was not yarn. Mine had not started marking it down, so I may have to go back and check it out. But I just thought this was a really cute pom-pom keychain. So I picked this up at one of the last clearance ones. Okay, let's see if I have let's see. Oh, it does have one in here. Look at that. And it's a bee. Okay. And a honey pot. Okay, I don't know how to use this thing, so, you know, we're going to figure it out together. But that's not the one I thought I bought, or that's not the one I bought, actually. Oh, look. It's a truck from Nancy. It's because I took it with me to the Fiber Festival in case I needed to take notes. Okay. Oh, man. There's my earbuds that I thought I lost. They're in the bag from the Fiber Festival. I should have remembered that because I was listening to it. But now it's fine. I already bought another pair. So now I have extras. Yay, me. Okay. The one I had bought was like a little small one that was wooden. And I may have bought it this year. And if I bought it this year, it's not going to be in this bag because this is last year's bag. Okay. Enough of that. Alrighty. Let's see here. Let's grab a hook that I know what size it is so I can figure out how to do this. This is a 6.0. So how do you do this? Anyone? Anyone? See, I always thought you did it up here on the shaft. But Nancy says, I want to go when the paper is on sale because she wants another pack of the haberdashery paper. I kind of think that's right, though. But that is a little bit bigger than a 6. I mean, I guess it fits in there. Let's grab another one. Nancy says, I've never used mine, LOL. See, like, I know, like, with the knitting needles, it's easy. You just stick it in the hole and ta-da, you know. But let's see. That's another J. Let's try. What is this one? An I. So H-I-J. So this one would be what, a 5.5? Oh, yep. Okay, so it is, because the 6 is a little big. I don't know if y'all can see. See how you get a little bit of space right here? So this is the part you would measure. So that is accurate. And it won't fit in that one. So this is my I. This is my 5.5. This is a J hook, which is a 6. And it fits in there. Snug. And then you can see a little bit of space. It's hard to see it, but there's like a little sliver of space right there. Okay. So, let's see. This one's kind of tapered. That's awful little looking. But see, it depends on where they measure it from. It could be a 4. It could also be a 3.5. So that helps me not at all. Okay. Let's try this one. Well, see, this one's tapered, but then I know it would be up here. I know this is a J. I mean a K, so that's a 6.5. It's too big to fit in there. Okay. So I'm going to say that it's this part right here is where we're going to measure. Isn't the bee cute? Like this also came from Hobby Lobby clearance last year, or at some point. It was $3.99, regular $7.99 originally, and it came with all sorts of cute little things. You got your little clips and stitch markers and a row counter. It was a nifty little bag. Okay, so we are going to go by this part here. And we're going to say that it is a 5 millimeter. Because it's a little tight for the 4.5. So we're going to say this one's a 5. Which would be what? An H? An H hook? Hey, Bojan, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? And then this one we're going to say is... Okay, well that can't be... Okay, so that one is a 4.5. So not much difference. So we got, it looks a lot smaller though. I don't think that's accurate for this one. Because look how tiny that is. There's no way there's just one size difference between those. But, I mean, they don't have a size on it. I mean, that could even be, if we do it by the lower part, then this would be a 3.5, and that would be a 3. A little tight for the 2.5. Okay. So, let's see here. We'll do it this way. Those look the same-ish. Come on, focus in. Focus, focus. Focus in. Where's my little zoom-de-zoom? So, Bojan, what we're doing is we are checking out this kit that I picked up on clearance at Michael's. And I'm trying to figure out what size these hooks are. Okay, so this is an E. Those look the same. Pretty dang close. So what is this one? 4. So a 4. Hola, Maritza. Welcome in. So this one is possibly a 4. Whoop, the blue one. Y'all's guess is really as good as mine, but that was not successful. It does they do remind me of the Dollar Tree hooks. Let me see. What are you doing, Ton? I think I have a Dollar Tree hook sitting here. What, buddy? Which I liked. I liked the plastic Dollar Tree hooks. They were fairly decent. Nancy says a 4mm is a G. Okay, hold on. There. Come here, you. Ugh. So this is one of the ones that I got from Dollar Tree. They're the same hook, y'all. But this one's a 4.5. Look at. Those are the same. Those came from the same company, I would say. So, let me put this stuff back over here. I had to move my box of rocks to get in my drawer. I am not nearly as, okay, so let's take a look-see. So I would say this one is smaller than the pink one. The blue one is smaller than the pink. Bojan said, write down the size number on each hook. Well, see, they didn't, it's not in the instructions. It just says large and small. So I'm trying to figure out what size it is, but it's not, so this one says it's a 4.5. So let's see where it goes to be a 4.5. Well, it's a little more, let's see. See, those look on from the back side, they look the same. This one actually might be a tiny bit wider. I don't know. Hey, Susan, welcome in. She said she got the Minecraft blanket and her Ninja Turtle blankets done, but I can't find the email. Can you give it to me, please? Sure. Where's my banners? Boop. There is my email, BeeCreativeCrafts1@gmail.com. See, like this one here is engraved. This one came from Dollar Tree. It says it's a 4.5. But see, it also fits in the 4, but then it gets tight right there. But this one is definitely smaller. But, like the hook. So, we're just going to go with, I was just trying to help y'all out and tell you what size hooks these are, but no can do. Nancy said maybe the hook turned sideways. Maybe. What's on that one? I don't know. Possibly. So it could be a 3.5. Do I? Let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. And this one is a 3.25. So it doesn't fit. This hook is a D, which on here it says that it is 3.25. This one says my E is a 3.5. through furls anyway. These have to, oh no. Okay. So, y'all, I'm 0 for 0 on the given an accurate size for the kit. I don't know. It's a large and a small. That right there would be my only bummer complaint, because, you know, these work great, but I prefer to use the hooks that I like to use, so it'd be nice if I knew what the millimeter of these was. Just so you could interchange, you could swap it out with your with the hook that you want to use instead of small and large. Because I was hoping that I could figure out what it was and just write it down, but I'm just not seeing it. It does give you how to do your gauge swatch. 15 rows. So I guess I could just do a gauge swatch with a hook that I think matches it and figure it out that way. That would probably be the easiest thing to do, would just be take this, do a little gauge swatch, and then take this one and do a gauge swatch when I know what this one is and see how the difference is, and then go up and down. Let's see, Nancy was saying try it sideways. No. Because, see, I can get this one in. It's just depends upon where on the shaft you go, because these are from this part. Where'd that other one go? E. What did I say E was? Through for furls, according to furls. And I'm going by their guide here, because different companies label them different. That's why I know a lot of people prefer to use the millimeter versus the letter. But hey, Spring, welcome in. So this one should be a 3.5. And it does, if it's in there. So Spring, what we're doing, I picked up a kit here from Michael's. They were on clearance. And I was trying to figure out the millimeter size of the hooks that they included in case anybody, in case you lost this little plastic hook and you wanted to make it again, because all their instructions say are small and large. But, all my other hooks, I just put them in, like this is a 4.5. You pop it in right here, and ta-da, you got your 4.5. It won't fit in the one smaller. But these go all different ways. It's not consistent, so But I can tell that this is got a tiny little head here, and it's smaller than this one. So this one has to be smaller than a 4.5. But anyway, so that's what we were doing. Which, to me, these are harder to use for crochet, because like with knitting, you just stick it in the little hole and it's, which one it is, because it's the whole circumference. Boop. But anywho's. Spring says, fun stuff. Yup. You know it. Okay, so that's that. So that is what's in this little kit here. But it does come with everything you need to put it together. With the exception of, it says you will need some basic sewing supplies. I guess I could look. Let's see. I'm trying not to show their pattern, because it is a paid-for pattern. Okay, so you're using... Okay, so you use the yarn that is provided to sew it all together. But then they said if you're not experienced working with chenille, then they suggest you use embroidery floss or polyester yarn to sew your pieces together, which is not, neither of those are included. So I'm guessing those are what you need. And then, you know, probably scissors. You know. But, so I will have to make this little guy. I'll have to make one and see if you have enough yarn. I don't want to open this because it's all zippitied. Nancy said, yeah, because chenille snaps if you pull too hard. Yep, that's what it was saying. It's fragile. So, and that is like my biggest thing with making amigurumis is I'm afraid I'm gonna like rip it. Or not rip it. I'm afraid I'm not gonna get it secured tight enough and it's gonna fall apart. And I don't want that. Let me turn my camera back around for a second. That way I can talk to y'all here while I put this back in the box. If it's ever, there it goes. But yeah, so that's what it is. That's what it looks like. These are, if y'all have a Michaels near you, go in and check out your Michaels. These are on clearance for $5. So I thought that was a pretty good deal, even though I'm not a big fan of the amigurumi, but the kiddos like it. So I picked them up. I'm going to let them pick out the ones that they want. The one that they want me to make for them. But my little comes with 2 crochet hooks. Put those back down in there. Comes with a polyfill. So everything you need is all there. Ta-da! It does show you on the back what comes with it. I guess I could close that back out. Let's see. Nancy said she loves Amis, but her eyes are making it hard to make them now. I'm sorry. Hopefully your eyes will be getting better, though. Hopefully the shots and stuff are working. Susan said she emailed the pictures. Okay, let me go check. Pull that banner down. Would you like me to share if I got it? Where's my... There it is. Let me know. I'm pulling up my email. Give me just a second here. It did. Yay, it turned out so cute. I don't want to do that right now. Oh, nice. Y'all can't see it. Just kidding. Okay, let me go back over here and... Susan, let me know if I can share it with the crowd. Share it with the class. Let me know and I will share. Let's see here. Nancy was sending. See, Nancy, I tried that, but I don't think these are. I don't think these are because it's so this part was so tiny. I don't know. I'm gonna do a little gauge swatch and see. Nancy said she went to Dollar Tree today and only bought 2 crafty items, a pack of blue paper bags and a pack of sunflower seeds to plant the seeds and use the packaging for a project. Ooh, fun. Now, I did get some plants from, we visited with my mom's friend and her husband while we were in South Carolina, and he sent back some plants. So I have a cactus. Actually, I had a couple of cactuses, but I couldn't decide where I wanted to plant the other one. And initially, I thought I might plant it like up by the house, by the door. And then I thought, that's probably not a really great place for a cactus. In case, you like lose your balance and fall in it, that wouldn't feel very grand. So I planted one cactus off in the corner of the yard. And I thought about planting another one at the other end of the house, just so it's kind of like balanced. But I don't know that I need 2 cactuses in the yard. But they had pretty yellow flowers on them. And Doretha said, ooh, planting in a bag. Cool. And then she said, nope, she's not planting it in the bag. The bags are going to be for a journal, but the seeds will go in the yard. That would be pretty cool, though. Like, I wonder if that would work. Like, if you could Like if you could put, I wonder, I bet you could. Maybe. Like maybe you could put make like a little pocket, like a little pouch. Because I guess it depends upon what you put the paper bag in. It might lose its oh yeah. Did y'all hear Tiny? He says hey. It might lose its might start breaking down and the dirt fall out. But anyway. Alrighty, let me turn the camera back around and let's work on this bag for a little bit. Nancy says, hi, Tiny. Okay. I said bag, it's a basket. It's this big old basket. Eventually, it will be done. It's going to be huge. I'm working this in wool. It is 100% wool, and then I'm going to felt it. Okay, so let me turn my camera back around. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Hee hee. Boop. Okie dokie. And what stitch am I doing? Double crochet. And since this is going to be felted, so all of these holes will be gone, and it's just going to make this solid fabric. Oh, y'all know what? It's 8:42. I didn't do the Jeopardy question. Let's do that right quick. Alrighty, banners. Oh, Nancy says don't forget to share the stream out and hit the thumbs up. Yes, thank you, please. Thummies. All right, y'all. So, Jeopardy category is government ABCs. And y'all will probably all get this one. So, the answer is its headquarters and many of its labs are in Atlanta. CDC. Remember, the category is government ABCs. So it gives you the initials, because my when I read it, I was like, oh, the CDC, and then I was like, oh, and then but I'm like, why does it have it there? And then I'm like, oh yeah, because Nancy said, congrats on the 3,500. Yes, thank you so very much. I was excited to see that to hit 3,500. What she's talking about is I have 3,500 subscribers now, actually a little bit over that. So I'm super stoked. So thank y'all so very, very much. Hey, Cynthia. She said, nugs and joy from the joyful house. Nugs, 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 my friend. And y'all, did y'all see my video I put out? I got to meet up with Miss Cynthia and Todd, and we had a fantastic time. And like she said, it just wasn't long enough. We didn't get to visit long enough. And I was hoping to get to meet up with Miss Kimberly, the pajama quilter, but Mother Nature had other plans, and they were calling for storms in her area. And it was going to be a couple hour drive, and so she didn't want us driving in that, and we didn't particularly want to drive in that. So we had to make alternate plans, but we're planning to meet up once we both finish our projects that we are currently working on for the other person. So hopefully we will get to meet up soon enough. And Cynthia says, congratulations on the 3,500. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Let me scroll back up just a second here. So I've got, what is the Center for Disease Control? What is Center for Disease Control? And Kimberly says, sad face. I know. I was looking forward to meeting up with you and David and Gentry. But one weekend is not enough time to see all the peeps and do all the things that I want to do. But we will for sure get it. We'll do it. And y'all, I just realized. Oh, and Susan said, that's fine. Please do. Okay, I will share that here in just a second. There's Miss Jen saying Joy Raid. Yay! And y'all, while we've got the Joy Raiders and people coming in, let me go over here. Where's my banner? If anybody would like to share your channel, you can type in the chat BU. That's BEEYOU. See, they said, be right back. Gotta go grab a project to work on. Awesome. You know, I could plug my phone in. Let's see. Oh, nope. And he's charged. I can't. Well, maybe. Oh, I turned you the wrong way. Well, dee. I like to be able to see y'all. What's going on here? What? There we go. Ba, 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 ba. Hang on just a second. Ooh, got a tickle in my throat. Hey, Miss Diane. She said she is working on the blanket using the blanket stitch. Oh, nice. Nancy says to Jen, nothing's been missing from my desk lately. Oh, y'all are so funny. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, let me plug this in first. Where's my little... Because otherwise it will squeal in our ears. We're going to enter studio. Jen says, that's good to hear, Nancy. I might have to change that. So, okay. Cracking me up. Oh no, Siri, don't do that. Go away. What are you doing? Oh, don't tell me my power's already going down. I know. Oh, they're picking on Jen. Okay, what have I done here? Oh my gracious. Okay. I got a different mount here, y'all. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Susan said I was gifted. I know, I was lurking in Margie's live. Okay, we're just going to go with that. Oopsies. I was lurking in Margie's live for a little bit because she is on while I am still at work. So, okay, that's going to have to be good enough. I'm dropping my project on the floor, though. Okay. All righty. Now we can enter the studio. Hey. Okay, now let me change my layout. Oh, it'll be echoing. Okay. Turn you off there. Bump. Now I can see y'all over here. Okie dokie. Let me know if it's doing anything funky or weird, or if y'all can't hear me, or if it's echoing, or, you know, if it's doing all the weird stuff. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Okay, now. Scrolly. But, okay, so yes, so Susan was saying I was gifted a membership to Margie's channel, and I did get that notification, and So I guess I was coming home from work when I got the notification, or I may have still been at work. But then when I came home, I did pull it up for a little bit. I'm sorry for my hand being in the way, y'all, but I feel like I'm over here and I need to be over here. But I did. But thank you for letting me know that, because sometimes I get gifted things and I miss it. But so, yes, thank you for letting me know. Okay, where's the end of this? And now let me go get her picture. Oh, I'm just like hitting stuff. Okay. Let me share screen. Oh, before I go share screen and show y'all Miss Susan's makes, did everybody answer the Jeopardy question that wanted to? For those that are listening at home, or if you're catching the replay, or you're not looking at the screen and you're just listening, the category is government ABCs, and the answer is its headquarters and many of its labs are in Atlanta. CDC. This category is the government ABC, so it's going to give you the initials, because when I first read it, I was like, wait a minute, the CDC. But then I'm like, why did they give me CDC? And then I was like, haha, I know. So yes, so if anybody else wants to answer, just saw a question. Okay, Nancy said, cutting the chipboard and basswood for my camper has been very hard on my left wrist, having to wear the brace, and now I'm resting it. Oh, yuck, I bet. Everybody's saying hello, hello. Jen says sneak, sneak, pounce. Cynthia said, did I know that I was gifted one to hers as well? I didn't until I got a notification. So you posted, and I probably got an email that I was gifted to yours, but I got a notification that you had some sort of a member video or a member live or a member post, something members. And I was like, oh, I must have got a membership to Cynthia's channel. So, hey, Liz. And Susan said, I can show the pictures. Yes, I'm going to show those in just a moment. As soon as I give this answer to the Jeopardy, I will do that. Okay, so banners. All right, so for those of you that said, what is the Centers for Disease Control? You are correct. And then that also put and prevention. But yes, it kind of threw me for a loop, though, because I was like, because when I first read it, I was like, oh, the CDC. And then I had CDC right there, and I'm like, remember my category, ABCs, government ABCs. Okay, so let me present screen. Share screen. And there is Miss Susan's channel, and let me show y'all the blankets she has made. So there is her Ninja Turtle blanket. Super cute. And did you say Minecraft? Is that what you said? Let me go back over here to the chat. That's kind of what it looks like. If not, that would make a good Minecraft. Oh, scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. My chat keeps jumping. I'm scrolling and then it jumps. Yes, Minecraft. Look at me remembering. Okay. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on that one. There we go. There we y'all can see it a little better. Great job. So is that one corner to corner? Looks like little boxes. Great job, Susan. Then we'll zoom in. We'll zoom in on the Ninja Turtle. Super cute. Great job. Spring says, lurking and working. And I was lurking in yours last night, Spring. I don't know that I actually said anything in your live, but I was there. And Jen was asking Liz how far she is from Glenview. And that must be, she says, an hour. That must be where she said, oh, no, Jen said she went there yesterday. Cool. Everybody's telling Susan what an awesome job. Yes. Hey, Sonja, welcome in. Jen says, great blanket. The only problem over here on my phone now, since StreamYard made an update, they have like a notification and it covers up my chat. So I can only see one word or one comment, which is kind of a pain. And it's not going. It's scrolling it. Liz said she is still recovering from surgery. Oh, that's right. I remember you saying you were having surgery. Well, I hope your recovery is going well. And I hope you enjoy the little silly videos that I send you. Hey, Wanda. She says, hey, Miss Pam and everyone here. Liz says, I can't play outside. Aw, bummer. Bummer. I don't play outside very often like I used to. I used to love to be outside, but I did get out the other day, Tuesday evening, and I planted some the flowers that I brought back from my mom's friend's house. I did get those planted. So, and let's see, Jen says, hey, Wanda, where are you headed next? Oh, that's a double one. That's not where you go. You go over here. Wanda said, Brook Park and then back to North Carolina. Jen says, too many bugs outside. I stay in. Girl, tell me. Yes, because when I was outside planting those things, I think I got bit by a mosquito like 5 times, biting every piece of skin it could see. My ankles were itching. My hand was itching. I was like, y'all got to stop. So, what has everybody got planned for the weekend? Anything fun and exciting? Tomorrow, I'm meeting with, my mom said, cute blankets. And Spring says to Wanda, her hubby is with TMC now. Miss Wanda says, what am I making? I'm making a big, giant basket that I'm making out of wool, and then I'm going to felt it. And Spring said the North Carolina Zoo. Oh, how fabulous. Liz said mosquitoes love me. Me too, apparently. They would not leave me alone. I needed to like spray some stuff on me, but. And Cynthia says, Nugs, Mama Sarah, glad we got to meet. Yes, that was so fun. And that restaurant was so good. Let's see, Nancy is having a premiere tomorrow, and then she's going live on Saturday to work on her memory quilt. Eye doctor in the morning. And Wanda to Spring, flatbeds. Yes, ma'am. Go. So, y'all, Miss Wanda, I did not realize, and I don't know how many other people may or may not realize. Okay, so when Helene came through and wreaked havoc on East Tennessee, North Carolina, Asheville, that whole area, the media, the news here made it sound like one little section, not little, but one section of I-40 washed away, which one section is enough to cause a major slowdown. But we drove through there to go to South Carolina last weekend. And y'all, it's not one area. It's like 7 or 8 massive areas. Like, it used to be 4 lanes with the shoulder or with the emergency breakdown lane, whatever. And now a lot of places you have 3 lanes, barely. I mean, like, the road is just gone, but it wasn't in one spot. It was in like multiple spots. So I know that has really had to slow down the trucking industry big time. And my mom said, yep, she enjoyed getting to meet Cynthia and Todd too. Good night, everyone. Bible reading time. Good night, Mom. Have a good night. And let's see. Wanda said, I think they have to work hard. Wanda hasn't been through there since they opened it up with 1 lane each way, which it was like 35-ish mile an hour. We were able to flow through there pretty easily. We didn't get stopped, but if there's any kind of fender bender or anything, there's no way around. Like, you would have to wait until everything was completely cleared up, because you can't move over to the right and go in the lane that they have blocked, because that's where they have their road crews going through to work on the roads. So yeah, it would be, yeah. Susan said her blanket has 36 characters in it. Awesome. Which initially we were going to go through Atlanta. Wanda says she normally goes 77 and 81 anyway. It's always been faster for her. I can see that, because yeah. But we had discussed going through Atlanta, but we really didn't want to go through Atlanta. And our friends had come through there, and he said it only added maybe 30 minutes to his time, 20, 30 minutes to their time coming through. So we decided we would go that way instead of going down through Atlanta. Which, coming back, it wasn't too bad, because we came back on Memorial Day, so traffic wasn't too bad. And construction wasn't going on, so it didn't slow it down too much, but yeah. Susan says, no, thank you. Yeah, because, I mean, if you go over too far, it's the side of a mountain. It's a cliff. I mean, it's just straight down. She said her granddaughters love them. Yay! And that's what it's about right there. It doesn't matter what anybody else's opinion of them are, as long as the recipient that's getting them loves it. But they are adorable. They were adorable. And Wanda said, and especially since they upped the speed limit for trucks on 81 in Tennessee. Oh, did they? Well, that must be nice for y'all. Oh, it's getting stuffy in here. I really got to find the remote for this fan. Although it wouldn't do me any good when I'm doing my lives, because even before, when I knew where the remote was at, I still would turn it off during lives because it's noisy. But I will turn the camera here in just a second and show y'all what I'm making. I've been making this basket for a while. It's been a whip for a while. Not because it's anything hard. It's just I set it down and pick up other stuff. And so I figure on the nights that I'm working on my whips that I do a couple of rounds on this. That way, maybe eventually I'll actually get it done. But I do think maybe you're aggravating my allergies, because it seems like every time I work on this, I get a little tickle in my throat. And I don't know if it's the wool, because I've worked with the wool before. Usually it just sometimes it makes me itchy, but not really like an allergic itch, but just a scratchy itch. You know what I mean? Wanda said, yes, it used to be 55 on most of 81, and now it's 70. Oh, wow. So they really upped it for y'all. Liz said she crocheted a Highland cow. Oh, I bet it's adorable. I bet it's cute. So did you do that after you finished up with your llamas? And she said, spring, their trucks are governed at 68 miles per hour, I believe. So that's pretty good. That's for y'all. Wanda says, hey to Miss Susan. I guess I could take the answer off the banner. And again, if anybody would like to drop your channel link, it is type in BeeYou. Mr. Nightbot will drop your channel. So all of our friends here can go check y'all out and see what kind of fun stuff y'all have got going on over on your channels in your neck of the woods. And I was telling Spring I was at her live, and then when I went to bed, I saw that Russ was live, and Miss Spring was hanging out with him. Liz said, yes, she did. And I did. Let me start that again. Yes, after, and she did too. Just have one more to do. One more of the llamas or one more of the cows? And Spring said, yes, ma'am. Something like that. Nancy said, thumbs up. Spring said, unless you're on 64 and then it's 22 miles up the hill and 77 down. Yes, because that's a steep climb, especially if you're carrying a heavy load. And that heavy load just pushes you down the hill. Liz said the cow, no more llamas ever. Yeah, those little curly cues, I still wanted to make one though, but I really wanted to make all of these amigurumis. Like I had tons of the patterns printed, all of these like that I wanted to make until I actually made a few amigurumis. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't my jam. Don't really want to make any more of these, but I still want to make a llama because just no. Wanda says, I get my Medicare Part B started, I'll be done. So is that going to be soon? Are you going to get to retire soon? Do we have a countdown? Or is it just you've applied and now you're just waiting? Listen, 1 is good, 3 no. Let's see. Nancy says she's hoping to finish her red panda kit, then make another one with chenille, but a different pattern. Susan said good night to my mom. And Susan is sewing up the ends on another blanket for her daughter. Nice. I did work on the, I've been working on the crocheted quilt, the crochet Jericho that I've been telling y'all about. I worked on that on the way to South Carolina. I have about, Kimberly, how many hours did I tell you I still had left on it? Maybe 14-ish crochet hours left. And I still have to film up the border. I've got it all filmed so far. What I need to do is start editing it, but I kind of wanted to get all of it done so that I could do the intro and all of that kind of stuff. Like once I start editing it, I want it to be done. Then I can just edit and like put it out there when it's done. But anyway, so I've got to finish that up, but it's getting closer. Let's see. Wanda says she's actually retired now, but still working and need to apply for the Part B. I gotcha. This said, when I lost my mojo on what to crochet, went to the one day I'll make it list and been doing someone again. That's a good, yeah. Susan said, was I supposed to meet up with Miss C by any chance? No, she's down in Florida. I wasn't set to meet up with her, but I would love to meet Miss C. She seems like a super sweet lady, and I would enjoy meeting her. Wanda said her company knows they are on borrowed time. Wanda's just waiting on the A-OK for part B, and then she's like, peace out. As my niece used to say when she was little, deuces. Yep. She's out of there. I know you are ready to be able to retire and just enjoy your time. I'm sure you'll miss the traveling, but it won't be this. It's not the same as when you can travel to where you want to travel, when you want to travel, and stay and stop and visit and do all the things you want to do. Because when you're doing it for work, you have a goal, you have you have a place you're going and a place you have to be back to. So, and Jen said, I did. She met Miss C, and she said, she is sweet. I just love her. And Cynthia to Wanda saying, woohoo! And when you retire, Cynthia's going to come kidnap you. My blankets or my things falling. Now, I have met Miss Wanda a couple of times, and she is also a little sweetheart. And so is Miss Cynthia. And I have not met Nancy or Kimberly face to face, but we've had like behind the scenes chit chats all the time. So I feel like I've met them. And also, I think this has nothing to do with what we were just talking about, but I think working on this is heavy and warm. So I think that's what's making me warmer in here too, maybe. And maybe that's getting to the scratchiness, the tickle. It's like a little tickle. Let's see, Jen said she met her sister too, and she's sweet as well. No. Nancy says, I'm too far from everyone. Angel said, me too. Yeah, but you're down in Florida, so, you know. You're not that, well, you are pretty far south, but still. It would be fun. I'd still like to come meet you. Wanda said, Nancy, you're in Florida, right? Yep, she is. Okeechobee. Or Lake Okeechobee. Near Lake Okeechobee. In Lake Okeechobee? Not in the lake, but in the area. Cynthia said that's how she felt too last weekend. I had to remember this was our first face-to-face. It felt so familiar, right? It's like, oh, I know Todd and Cynthia. We've known each other forever. It seems like forever. A couple years now. And so it was weird to just like meet, you know, not weird, but just like you said, it was familiar. It didn't seem like it was the first time meeting up. And Kimberly says the same. I feel like we have met. We're just geographically challenged. Exactly. So y'all, Cynthia and I were chit-chatting the other night after our meetup. And this is something that's been like in the back of my mind since probably before I started my channel, but then after I started my channel, even more. Who all would be interested in doing a meetup? Not necessarily like a convention or anything like that. More of like we all meet at the same hotel or cabin or whatever, but all stay at the same place. That maybe has like a meeting hall or a big lobby area or a lounge area or a room that they would let us use. And then we just all hang out for a weekend, crocheting and chit-chatting and doing all the kinds of stuff. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. Retreat, a crochet retreat. That's the word. Liz said, I heard some crochet groups had a crochet retreat. That's the word I was looking for. Wanda says, me. See, lots of me's. Okay. Jen said that would be awesome. And when I first started thinking about this years ago, like the state parks were way cheaper. Kimberly says, but I don't crochet. That's okay. You don't have to crochet. You could quilt. Just craft. How about, but like a crafting retreat. You could bring your quilting. Angel says, me. Nancy says, need time to save up. Yeah, for sure. But I looked at the state parks, and at that time, they were like very affordable in comparison to some of the other places. And they have the lounge, the lodge has like a big like meeting area, but I was looking at prices on them yesterday. I think it was. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday on I was trying to think yesterday at lunch, and they were like way pricey, like a lot pricier than I was expecting. But now it also said to email them for like a group rate. So would y'all want to stay at like a state park, or would you prefer to stay at like a big lodgy style? Because I know like there's some Airbnbs or some cabin rentals. So everybody would have like their own room, but a lot of the cabin rentals that I saw, it says like sleeps 20, but then when you look at it, it's like 2 to a room, and some of them are queen size beds, and so. But anyway, but if enough people are interested, then we will start looking into it and getting some quotes and some different areas, like in different areas. So Susan said, I'm sorry to say that the blanket of stitches that you are doing, I still have not finished it yet. That is quite all right, because the way I did it, I hope that you're able to just go back and at some point be able to finish it. I did do like a summary video where I went through and I gave all of the stitch counts. I told like if you needed to go up a stitch or down a stitch, add a stitch, decrease a stitch before starting each month of the section. So hopefully you'll be able to finish it at some point. Nancy said, I will have a chauffeur with me. Kimberly said, whatever is cheap, I don't mind sharing a room. We always paired up at the quilt retreats. But they were single beds. And one of them had like bunk beds. And like the bottom bunk was a full size and then a twin size up top. But if we do a bunk bed, nobody can videotape my fat booty trying to climb up on top of the top bunk or trying to get down off of the top bunk. That's the only requirement. Although y'all might could film it, and then maybe I could have a video go viral of me like hurting myself. Not like super hurtful, but like funny, haha, look at me fall, but I didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? But we'll check around then. Or we could even like maybe just go to like the beach and stay at a big old condo, like right on the ocean. See, that would work too. See, I was thinking mountains because initially when I was thinking of people that could come from like different areas and we can all, Kimberly said, who's really going to sleep? Right? That's true. We're going to go just one more row all night long. Jen Reese says 10K at America's Funniest Home Videos. Exactly. Cynthia said, that's not funny. That's what I'm saying. Like, funny for everybody else, not for the person in the moment. But as long as you didn't get hurt, and when I say, me, as long as I don't get hurt, Jen says, I sleep, I can't hang. Be like my grandmother. She used to she would just be sitting here crocheting like this, and then you'd look over and she'd still be crocheting, and she'd be like sound asleep in her chair, still crocheting in her sleep. And she crocheted fast. I know we've talked about this before. I mean, she crocheted like lightning fast. Like 2 times speed. Y'all, we have gone over the limit. Not over the limit, but normally I've been going live for an hour, and we're pushing an hour and 20 minutes. But you know what? We're chit-chatting and have a good time, I think. This says, I wish. You wish you could crochet faster, you wish you could meet up. There's Miss Liz's channel coming in. Kimberly, who's going to be your chauffeur, Nancy? I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say Earl. That's my guess. Look at that. Who else? Earl. And now I can remember Spring's hubby's name. Like, I used to not know her husband's name, and then one night y'all mentioned that, and now I know. Let's see. Wanda says, I was going to ask how many has went to sleep and woke up with a hook and project still. I have done that. I have. Boop. Or I've woken, or I'll be sitting there listening to a live crocheting, and I'll wake up and I'll jump and I'll drop my hook, and then somebody completely different is on the screen. And I was like, I was only asleep for like a minute. Wanda says, I've done that more than once. Me too. Me too. Okay, so back to the brainstorming. Since Miss Cynthia's here. Let's see. Cynthia says she's done that. Todd makes fun of her. You are not alone. Tell him, Cynthia, say, you are not alone. Kimberly says David came on a retreat with her once, but he had to make a quilt while there. Oh, we wouldn't force the gentlemen or the ladies, whoever wants to come. We wouldn't force them to, to craft along. But that's kind of why I was thinking maybe if we did it at like a state park or in an area where there were other things to do. I guess the first year I thought about doing it was when I went to a fiber festival that was here, when I heard about a fiber festival that was here. Because then I was like, if we did it like fairly close to my house, we could do like a trip and go over to the fiber festival, because it's a 2-day event. So we could go like on Friday and Saturday to the fiber festival, and then Sunday would just be like a fun day to do whatever until we had to check out. Wanda said, my problem is I don't have anyone to leave AJ with. Well, if we did it at a state park or someplace like that, they are pet friendly. So it just depends on where we do it. That was some of the, like I said, some of the stuff I've already thought about and looked into. So she said, AJ is my dog. I know, but some of them are pet friendly. So it says like, I think the state parks were like, you just have to pay like a $20 pet fee, which I don't think is that bad because I've got pets and I didn't think that was bad. Although my dog, he's hyper. He's not chill. He is like a spaz. So if we did something like that in conjunction with, say, a fiber festival or something along those lines, we would have to like look at the calendar to see when those are happening. Like for here, that particular one happens in March. But I was also kind of thinking that like early fall would be a good time because the rates are cheaper for early fall and there's less people there that's early fall. You know what I'm saying? So Liz says she'll just leave her husband in the car with some snacks and water. There you go. That'll work. Wanda said, yep, that's not bad at all. Yeah, no. So, because I did think about, I try to think about all of that kind of stuff. But is there a time of year that would work better for the chat? Is there a time of year that y'all would prefer to do it, or would it just depend upon like other things going on at the same time that we could potentially do? And we could also just like not do anything but hang out all weekend in the cabin or at the hotel or in the lounge or whatever, just doing our own thing and not even have to leave to go do other stuff. I'm down for whatever. Kimberly says fall or winter. Wanda says not winter. Well, depending upon where we go, I was thinking winter might be harder for some people to get to, but early fall, the temps would already be starting to get cooler. And Nancy says to Liz, don't forget to crack the window. Because I know like in the mountains, like once it starts getting into fall, like once the leaves start changing, so probably like mid-fall, the prices start going up and it starts getting super crowded. Wanda saying spring or fall. Leah says, right, Nancy, I'm writing it down. Cracking the window for the hubby. Snacks, water, and cracking the window. Got it. Well, I'm excited, y'all. I mean, I wish it was like, coming up, but I know we're still in the planning stages, but kind of wanted to like toss it out there and get everybody's input, and especially like I said, Cynthia and I were chatting about it the other night. And since she's in chat, this is a good time where we can like talk about it and see what everybody else's ideas are on it. And then we, as we start getting more, as we start putting some ideas on paper, we'll let y'all know and keep y'all updated, because I think it would be like so fun to like just get together and hang out. But okay, so spring or fall, that's kind of what we were thinking as well, which March, is that early spring? Like, I don't know when the actual official spring is, but that to me, that would be like early spring. And when I say early fall, I'm thinking like end of September-ish, maybe the first part of October. But then you're first part of October, you're kind of pushing into when the leaves are starting to change. And that's when prices are going to start going back up and people are going to start getting back out again. But Angel said, well, in some states, you can never tell what season it is, especially in Indiana. Well, this is true. And Nancy says, I will have Jay with me as well. See, and that's kind of why I was thinking, if we did it at a place where everybody would have your own individual rooms, if they would block off a section of rooms and give us like a good discounted rate, that way everybody would have their own space. Or if we did like one of the big lodges, they have individual rooms, but then a lot of the stuff is community. So like you might have you have your own individual room, but then the kitchen and the living area, they're all like a big community area. Like I said, we are in the very, very early stages of like looking into it. And I just really wanted to kind of gather who might be interested in it. It sounds like quite a few of you are. So I think that would be a lot of fun. Nancy said, in Florida, it's always summer. True that. Cynthia said, sounds like a state park would be ideal to accommodate the pets. See, that's kind of what I was thinking. Plus, at the state parks, there are other things to do for the husbands if they didn't want to hang out with us. Plus, you have the if you didn't want to stay in the hotel in the lodge area, they have cabins. They have like if you had your own camper, or if you even wanted to camp in a tent, they have various other places. But then we would still have the one big meeting place where everybody could go and hang out. So I guess if we decide upon a day or a time frame, then we can check with the state parks and get some more accurate pricing, like to see how much, how many people we would have to get a group rate. And one of them, it said they had like the I forget what it was called. It was a type of lodge, so I clicked on it, and it was like for a camp. It was like, so if you wanted to have like a camp, like a church camp or a youth camp, it was all bunk beds, and it was those little skinny mattresses, and you have to bring, it says you had to bring everything. You had to bring all your own toiletries, your own bed sheets, and basically if you went to camp and you had nothing, that's what this cabin was. And I was like, I don't think that's ideal for us. Although it could be, but it slept a bunch. It was like, but it was just a whole bunch of bunk beds in a big giant room. So, and I was just checking state parks in Tennessee. So, I mean, like if we went down to, say, Georgia, or over to North Carolina or South Carolina or up to Kentucky, I'm just thinking of the areas like around me, they may have different rates, and it might be cheaper at one of those places. So, in one of those states, rather, or down to Florida. Or even if we just met at the beach. I like the beach. Oh, looky, I made it around. This says I have a bad knee. So no steps. Is that what you need? No steps for your bad knee? Or no walking on the beach for your bad knee? I want it to be somewhere that's easily accessible to everybody. And most of the state parks are handicap accessible. Again, I keep going back to the state parks because when I was looking, it seemed like they had something. They had a big area, or they covered everything, and they have restaurant. So, oh, I got you. She said she just needs the lower bunk. I got you. She's got to be on the bottom bunk. No climbing. All right, let me. Angel said, sand and my ankles don't get along. I love the beach. I used to love walking on the sand. I used to ride bikes on the sand. Now, I would get on a bike and go, and then I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. But, hang on just a second. Let's turn this one off. Turn this back off. So here's y'all, this basket. I mean, it's going to be ginormous. But it's really not. So this is how big it is. This is the bottom. There's the bottom. I don't know if y'all can see it all. Like where the dark round here, but you figure it's going to shrink by at least a third, if not a half, because I'm going to felt it. So I'm going to keep going. So this is the side. So if I stopped it now, the basket would be probably about yay tall, which isn't too tall. And if it works out well and I have enough yarn left over, Or I may have to buy some more yarn. I thought about making Tiny a cat bed. Dad said, I hope there's a place to sleep. Oh, we'll definitely have to find places to sleep. For sure. Angel said, when I was younger, I would be up for anything. Girl, me too. Cynthia said, that's big. It is. But see, I'm going to felt it. So it's going to shrink down a lot. And maybe that's why my throat's good. Because I have like all these little fibers floating around everywhere. But if y'all have never felted, y'all should try it at least one time. Maybe not on a ginormous project like this. But it's like magic. You put it in the washing machine, and then when you take it out, it's like it goes in looking like this, all holy, all holy with your crochets, and it comes out solid. It's so cool. And if any of y'all picked up any of this Chloe on clearance from Hobby Lobby a few years ago, this will felt. I've got fuzz everywhere, y'all. It doesn't felt as much as this does. Like it doesn't shrink as much because this is not 100%. It is, I think it's, well, I can tell you, it's 70% wool, 30% viscose, but it's not superwash, so it does felt. I made a little purse for my cell phone, and baby girl saw it, so now baby girl has a little felted purse. But I had plenty more, so I can make another one. But I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to finish up with this color. And then I have another one this color, which is this one here. And somewhere I have another dark chocolate, probably still in the bag. And I thought I'd do the very, very top and the handle in this dark chocolatey color, which all I'm using is this I Love This Wool from Hobby Lobby. It's 100% wool. It's their Naturals line. This one's called Umber. But yeah, it's their Naturals. Just 100% wool. It's got hair on it. But of course. And the thing with that, with felting, you don't have to do any kind of special fancy stitch because once you felt it, it's going to be solid and your stitches are going to go away anyway. And then it's just going to make it smooth. So there's no use doing a fancy stitch when it's just going to be a solid material when you're done. Susan said, I was gifted some of that Chloe and have not done anything with it yet. So what I did with mine when I made it, I took my phone. I'm looking for my phone. It's up there because I was using it. Yeah. Okay. Craziness. Okay, let's use this right here. So let's use my external hard drive here. So I made it twice as wide and twice as tall. And then I just crocheted like a little handle. And then I washed it and it felted. And then it shrunk it down. It was a little bit wide. Ended up being a little bit wider than my phone. But it was the perfect size. So this says, what are you going to use it for? I don't know. I'm just making it probably to throw stuff in. I'm going to put handles on it. Like, I think I'm going to crochet the handles in. I don't know. It'll probably be like a big old project bag, maybe, for something. Or whatever I happen to be working on right then. Or, I don't know. I don't know, Liz. I don't have an answer for that. I'm just making a big old basket just because I wanted to. I don't know. I already made one. It wasn't quite this big. And I used it to carry stuff to the craft shows. And I had a bunch of, what did I have in it? Oh, I had all of my loveys in it. And then people could like dig around and pick out their loveys. And then my daughter-in-law saw it and she had been looking for like a wool basket. So she took it to keep in her car. I don't know where it's at now. I don't know if it's still in her car or if it's at her mama and daddy's house or I don't know. It's somewhere. But anyway, so she has it. So then I was making another one. And then I thought, well, I wanted it to be a little bit bigger than the one I had made. So this is a lot bigger than the one I had made. So. But anyway. All right, y'all. I guess I'm about ready to head out. Let's see here what time it is. We've been going for about an hour 40. Kimberly says, I accidentally felted my ex-husband's favorite sweater during our first year of marriage. Whoopsies. Yeah, I've accidentally felted stuff too. But this time when I made the other one, I intentionally did. And I don't know. Don't know. I just remembered. I don't know where the purse is I made. Like, it wasn't with my stuff when I took it to the craft show. And I didn't sell it. I bet it's in the other, because I had like a box of stuff that I didn't take. I bet it's in that. I hope it's in that. Otherwise, I don't know where it is. Susan, it's nice to see you. Take care. Be safe. Yes, thank you, ma'am. You too. All right, so yeah, I think I'm going to head out, but I appreciate each and every one of you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Let me go over here and find this. See, this is for y'all. That is for each and every one of you. Sorry, y'all, I'm choking on air. That's for each and every one of you. I appreciate y'all for being here, for hanging out with me, chit-chatting. And if you're catching the replay, I appreciate you just as much. So I hope everyone, let me find my little, go back over here. Nope, wrong one. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Remember, be creative. And until next time, happy crafting. Let me find it. There it is. Happy crafting. Bye.